American story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Warner Anderson as Matthew Swain, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, and Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie.
Small world of Peyton Place has become a big and frightening world to George Anderson, a man in deadly fear of losing the two things he loves most, his wife Julie and his daughter Betty.
Come on, you got a minute? I got a minute. I'll take you up to the office and lay out the whole plan for you. Then, if you like, you buy. You don't like, you say, so long, George.
Well, George, I've got about all the insurance I can carry now. Maybe next year.
Next year. All right, I'll make a note on my calendar. Call Sam Hosmer. This time, next year. How's 10 o'clock in the morning next year? Is that a good time for you?
Sorry, George, I've got to run.
George? If I told you rotten, Doc, what would you do? Give me another fistful of tranquilizers?
Didn't they work?
Well, I got some sleep last night, if that's what you mean.
Good.
Good? What's good about it? You go to bed rich, you wake up rich. You go to bed broke, you wake up broke.
You said you were coming back to see me. Don't forget that, George.
Don't count on it, Doc. Don't count on anything.
Good morning.
Oh. Hello, Michael.
Good morning.
I didn't see your car. Aren't you open for business today?
Well, there aren't a lot of patients dying to see Dr. Rossi.
Have you ever had any New England fish chowder? Real New England fish chowder?
No.
Then come for dinner tonight, huh?
So?
Mr. Carson? Oh. Can I do something for you?
No, thank you.
Matthew Swain.
Has he come back yet?
It's a long ride down from the prison. I was going to say that Matthew Swain gave me that picture.
Nice picture.
Can I get you some coffee or something?
Oh, no, thank you. I just dropped in, Constance. I thought I might send something to Elliot at Christmas, but he may be home by then.
You think you will?
We can't tell, can we?
Mr. Carson.
Do you mind if I sit down somewhere for a moment?
I'll call Dr. Rossi.
No, that won't be necessary. I don't mean to inconvenience you.
You're not.
Thank you. Elliot used to like books.
Hello, Mother. Uncle Matt back?
No.
What's Mr. Carson doing here?
Just sitting.
Here? Oh, he looks so lonely. Must be awful waiting. I'm going to talk to him.
Allison.
Hello, Mr. Carson.
Hello, Allison.
This chair you're sitting on used to be on a ship. You should wear a coat.
I do, some days.
It's cold today. He'd make you wear a coat.
Hmm?
Your son, Elliot, when he comes home.
I don't know that he's coming home.
Oh, he will. I feel it. What was he like?
A little like you.
Like me?
When he was young. When he was young.
Mr. Carson, first chance I get, I'm going to go to the top of Faraday's Bluff and I'm going to shout, Allison Mackenzie, you are a hopeless, hopeless idiot. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked all those questions.
Were you asking?
No, I thought I was only talking.
Did I tell you anything?
Yes.
You told me something too, Allison. Laura, I did the autopsy. I know what I found. Catherine Harrington died of shock on the operating table. Now, if Rossi hadn't rushed her into surgery, then... Thank you.
I was just thinking how I'd feel if this had happened to Donald.
Donald didn't make mistakes, nor make accusations.
Dr. Rossi isn't accusing you. He's just asking questions.
And I've given him answers. I must get back to the hospital. It's at the hospital that I miss Donald especially. Did you know that he and Bob Morton assisted me the last time I operated?
No.
Oh, I thought he might have told you.
No, I don't think so.
It was an emergency. We didn't get through until very early morning.
What happened?
When?
During that operation.
Oh, nothing special. Why?
Joe, you called me. You suggested lunch.
Not to discuss some operation, especially one that happened 5 years ago.
Just before you switched to pathology.
I'd like you to tell Rossi something for me.
Of course.
Suspensions don't last forever. One day the hospital may reinstate him. If he's sensible, he doesn't make too many enemies.
I'll tell him, Joe.
Dr. Rossi? Oh, hello, Mrs. Putnam. Well, yes, I can see you tomorrow. No, I'm just referring my surgical patients to Dr. I'm seeing the others. Well, yes, at 10? That'll be fine.
Hello, Mike.
Well, did you enjoy your lunch with Dr. Bradley? Simple enough deduction. The inn is on the square, and the square is under my window, and while looking out for a theoretical patient, I saw you.
Michael.
I appreciate your good intentions, Laura, but please don't try and fight my battles for me, if that's what you were trying to do.
Dr. Bradley asked me to lunch to pump me for information. I thought it was a good chance to pump him. Unfortunately, we both had suspicious minds. Incidentally, he sent you a message. If you're sensible and don't go on making enemies, someday the hospital may see fit to reinstate you.
Was that his offer? Or Dr. Morton's? Don't tell me they're beginning to run scared.
Well, there was something he said about Dr. Morton and Donald assisting him the last time he operated. And I realized that Donald had never spoken to me about it.
Was he in a habit of discussing his operations with you?
You know how it is with doctors' wives. I guess you don't. Well, he used to come home and he'd tell me how things went, only this time he didn't.
Well, maybe he just forgot about it. You know, it wasn't as if it happened yesterday.
No, I remember I asked him about it and he changed the subject.
something may have gone wrong on the operating table?
Well, I know the patient didn't die. I would have known that. The obituary in the paper. Michael, the patient didn't die. They were operating on Matt Swain.
Uncle Matt?
Hello, Allison.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
Oh, I brought you something. 2 columns for the Observer.
Well, let's find out what the Observer found worthy of observation.
And pencil down at the bottom, just a few.
The Observer hopes there'll soon be good news for Eli Carson. Sure that Peyton Place is ready to welcome Elliot Carson home in the same spirit as any other friend and neighbor.
The obituary.
What was it like talking to him? Uncle Matt?
You tell your mother I'll be in to see her a little later.
All right, I'll tell him. Bye.
Oh, Matt. Just get in?
Yes, just a minute.
You have a minute?
What can I do for you?
Well, I want to get some information.
Do I have it?
It's about Dr. Bradley. He operated on you about 5 years ago.
Yes, that's right.
Well, can you tell me something about it?
Well, the operation was a success.
And you had a normal recovery?
Dr. Morton seemed satisfied.
Morton?
He took care of me afterward.
Not Dr. Bradley?
Look, there's no mystery about it. Dr. Bradley was taken ill. When I came out of the anesthesia, Dr. Morton had taken over.
Well, then Dr. Bradley hadn't recovered sufficiently enough to supervise your post-operative care.
Dr. Bradley was away for about a year. He had a prolonged illness, and I suspect it was tuberculosis like that, but I didn't ask.
Look, Matt, I'm not prying for the fun of it.
Michael, I don't know what you hope to get out of this, but it strikes me that stirring things up is not the best way to get your hospital privileges back.
You want me to be a good boy.
I didn't say that.
What did you say? Not you, Matt. Are you getting ready to tell me I don't belong in Peyton Place?